Good evening, YouTube friends. This is Jim with another video. This video is on my off-grid water system for my home. Basically, it's a very simple system. I've looked to see what everybody else is doing, and some stuff I liked and some stuff I didn't. My disclaimer is that this is not the best system. This is a cheap system. This works. I'm really happy with it, and it has not given me any problems. Basically, what I do is I've got a pump right here. I pump the water inside. I actually have another pump outside in a 1,000 liter tote, except for it's winter time, and so I've got to sort through what I'm going to do about that. But basically, I go to an artesian well and I get my water, so it's pure water. Doesn't need any additives to it. I've tested it quite a bit, and it's really good water. So I'm actually not running with any filters right now. So when I turn on the tap, well, first of all, I get the water, I pump it into this tote. That's a 65-gallon tote. I pump it into this tote, and when I turn on the water, when I turn the tap on, water comes out here, goes across, around, and the pump sucks it out of the tote. I've got a filter down here. I don't think it's much of a filter, but it's there for warranty for this pump. This is basically just an RV pump. I've got it running off of a 12-volt battery, and doesn't hardly use any power at all. Works awesome. I'm running with about 60 psi. Okay, so the water comes up here. It goes across. There's a shut-off valve there. Goes across and continues. The reason that shut-off valve is there is because this is a bypass for these filters underneath. So I've got another shut-off valve. This valve right now is closed because I'm not using the filters at the time. But if I were using the filters, this valve would be open. This valve would be open. And this one here would be closed. So it comes down here. I've got a 30 micron filter. A 30 micron filter. That's take out everything that's bigger than 30 microns. From there, I go to a 5 micron filter. Takes out everything bigger than 5 microns. From there, it goes to a 1 micron filter. Takes out everything bigger than 1 micron. Back in the first place, when I put water in this tote, I put just a little couple capfuls of bleach. That should be to kill the E. coli, bacteria, and that sort of stuff. E. coli is 2 microns. So by the time it gets to here, I should have stopped it from going through my system. 5 microns would kill a lot of it, but 1 micron should kill it all for sure. If you want to know what a micron is, I think a hair follicle is 10 microns. So I'm taking everything out. I'm taking everything out. From there, I go to my 4th filter. This is probably a little bit of overkill now, but it takes out any lead. Well, there shouldn't be lead in the line. Takes out any chlorine that I put in the line. And again, that's another 1 micron filter. So that will kill, again, if E. coli gets through the other filter, which it can't because E. coli is 2 to 2.5 microns. If it gets through it, then it's going to be dead here. From here it goes up. It goes up. Goes across. And then here I have another shut-off valve. This is my bypass. Right now I'm bypassing because I'm not using this, but this down here is a UV light. If I was taking my outside water, not from an artesian well, I would be using my UV light. So I would close this, I would open this, and I would open this. The water would go down here into my UV light. Whenever you're hooking up a UV light, the first couple feet should be copper on both sides. I'm not sure why, but it should be copper on both sides. Then the water comes over here. My cold water goes up. My cold water goes down. I got a few taps and valves just to make sure nothing, I don't know, just because I got them. Goes across to a hot water heater. It's a hot water heater on demand. Very inexpensive hot water heater, less than $200. Unless you count the chimney, then I'm probably over double. Hot water comes out, then goes up, water goes up, goes to the showers, goes to the sinks, and yeah, that's basically how it all works. So this is fairly expensive. I think it was $200 or $300. Your filters, they're not too bad. The 30 micron, the 5 micron, the 1 micron, and the charcoal filter, which again is 1 micron. The reason I'm using 4 filters, I could get away with 2 or 3 or maybe 1. Some people would say 1, but the reason I use 4 is because if I only use the 30 micron filter, then I wouldn't get rid of all the smaller stuff that I want to get out. And if I only use a small filter, then what would happen, it would be getting plugged up all the time from the big stuff. The 30 micron filter is a lot cheaper than the 1 micron filter. So therefore, I would change the 30 micron filter more often than I would the 5, the 1, and the charcoal filter. That's basically my system. Outside, I've got like I say, a 1,000 liter tote. I take the water off the eave trough. I've got a screen up at the eave trough that catches pine needles and stuff like that. Then it goes down the eave trough spout through a thing called a leaf eater. And what that does is that catches all the pine needles again, any debris, anything that on the roof that you don't really want to drink. Then from there it goes to a thing called a first flush. What this is it's basically a big T. The water drops down to the bottom of the T, and there's a ball down there, and that ball will rise as the water rises. It has a small drain on the bottom. That ball will rise as the water rises until that ball hits the T. When it hits the T, that diverts the water that goes into the tote. That way the first 5 gallons or so ends up not being in my tote. And the first 5 gallons again is anything that's on the roof that you don't really want to drink. When the water goes into the tote is painted a dark color, because a dark color painted tote will stop algae from growing. You don't want algae in your water. So that has an overflow at the top. So I basically, in the summer, I have a 1,000 liter tote, and there's a pump inside that tote. And up here I have a light switch. When I flip that light switch, the pump inside the tote will turn on and will automatically pump the water from the tote through this hose into my tank. And then once a year or more, if I need to, I just clean these tanks out, make sure that there's nothing in them. This tank here, this was kind of like my design. What I've got is it comes out and it goes through the floor, and the shutoff valve is at the bottom. But I built this up like this so that if I fill this tote, and for some reason or another I'm not paying attention, then right across here is the same as across here. And what will happen is, as this tote fills, this pipe will fill also. And once the pipe gets to here, that means my tote's full. So I've got a air breather, and the water will then be diverted that way and out of the house. So that's basically my watering system. I'm not an expert. It may not be the best, but I don't have any big tanks. I don't have any big expense, and it works amazing. It's as good as any watering system in a trailer would work. Basically, I can come in here, have a shower, works perfect. And again, like I say, I need water, I got it. So again, you can like this, hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button if you like this video, because I've got a whole bunch more I'm going to be making. So hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment if you have any ideas or you want to know anything. I don't know everything. I'm just an average guy. But yeah, I'm just making videos and just enjoying life. Have a great evening. Bye.